Humanity 2.0. Are we ready for the future? Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that humanity as you know it has changed forever. Machines no longer just serve us, they think with us. Biology is no longer destiny, because DNA can be rewritten like computer code. Minds are not bound to the skull, but can extend into digital networks. This vision of the future is not distant science fiction. It is the debate we are beginning to have today, and many call it Humanity 2.0. The question that lingers is simple, but profound. Are we ready for the future we are creating? Humanity 2.0 is a phrase that captures the idea that the human species may be on the verge of upgrading itself. For centuries, we have relied on slow biological evolution to adapt, but now, technology is giving us the power to accelerate change. We are moving from passive participants in evolution to active designers of our own destiny. Some call this transhumanism, others posthumanism, but the essence is the same. A human being no longer confined to natural limits. Artificial intelligence is one of the main drivers of this transformation. Machines that once needed human guidance are now capable of learning, adapting, and in some areas surpassing human ability. From language to vision, from medicine to art, AI is showing us what it means to think differently. The possibility of artificial general intelligence, a system that can reason across domains with human-like flexibility, may arrive in decades or sooner. If it does, humanity will not just compete with intelligence, but merge with it. Neurotechnology adds another layer to the story. Brain-computer interfaces are beginning to let humans communicate with machines through thought. Today, these devices help paralyzed patients move robotic arms or type with their minds. Tomorrow, they may allow memory enhancement, mood regulation, or even a direct sharing of thoughts between individuals. Imagine learning a new language in hours, or transmitting emotions directly across networks. The barrier between inner life and digital systems is starting to fade. Genetic engineering is another force shaping Humanity 2.0. The CRISPR revolution allows scientists to cut, copy, and paste DNA with increasing precision. Diseases once thought incurable may be corrected at the genetic level. Traits could be enhanced, aging slowed, and resilience boosted. We are approaching the ability to modify not just individual lives, but entire generations. With this power comes the responsibility to ask, should we use it to eliminate suffering, or will it tempt us to design children according to preference and fashion? Nanotechnology, though less visible to the public, promises a different kind of transformation. Molecular machines, invisible to the naked eye, could repair damaged cells, deliver targeted medicines, and even build new materials atom by atom. The idea of nanobots circulating through the bloodstream, constantly repairing and upgrading our bodies, is closer to reality than most realize. If realized safely, it could extend lifespans and fundamentally change the experience of health and aging. The key is not that these technologies develop in isolation, but that they converge. Artificial intelligence guides genetic engineering. Nanotechnology enhances neurotechnology. Each field amplifies the others, creating a web of innovation with exponential potential. This convergence could lead to a tipping point where Humanity 2.0 is no longer optional, but inevitable. But what does this future look like? Several possibilities exist. In the most optimistic scenario, technology is used wisely and equitably. People live longer, healthier lives. Disease is drastically reduced. Intelligence and creativity expand through collaboration between humans and AI. Society flourishes, with enhanced humans working alongside machines to solve global problems, from climate change to space exploration. In another scenario, the future is divided. Enhancements become expensive privileges, accessible only to elites. The wealthy upgrade themselves while others remain biological, leading to a two-tier species divided not by wealth alone, but by capacity. The enhanced may look down on the unenhanced, sparking resentment, conflict, or even new forms of discrimination. Instead of unity, Humanity 2.0 creates division. And then, there is the darkest possibility: technological catastrophe. Artificial intelligence misaligned with human values could pursue goals indifferent or hostile to human survival. Genetic changes might produce unforeseen consequences. Nanotechnology could spiral out of control. A single error in design or deployment might unleash disasters that threaten civilization itself. Of course, the most likely future is a complex mix. Some enhancements will spread slowly, others quickly. Benefits will arrive, but so will unexpected side effects. The transition to Humanity 2.0 is unlikely to be smooth or simple. It will be messy, unpredictable, and full of hard decisions. This is why the risks cannot be ignored. Alignment with artificial intelligence is one of the most urgent issues. If AI systems become vastly more intelligent than us, how do we ensure they reflect human values? Scholars call this the alignment problem, and solving it may determine whether humanity thrives or disappears. Equally important is inequality. If upgrades and enhancements remain accessible only to the few, society could fracture. Those without access may not only feel left behind, but actually be left behind, unable to compete in work, in health, even in basic survival. Humanity 2.0 must not become humanity for the 1%. There is also the question of identity. What does it mean to be human if our thoughts are shared with machines, our memories are editable, our bodies interchangeable? If consciousness can be uploaded to a digital network, is the copy still you, or just a simulation? The philosophy of personal identity will shift from abstract debates to urgent questions of law, ethics, and daily life. Beyond risks of misuse or inequality lies the challenge of governance. Technology evolves at global scale, but regulations remain fragmented. If one nation restricts enhancements, another may race ahead without oversight. The race for advantage could lead to reckless experiments, creating vulnerabilities that affect all of humanity. Global coordination may be difficult, but it may also be the only path to safety. So, what would being ready for Humanity 2.0 look like? First, it requires ethical literacy. People need to understand not just the technologies, but the values at stake. Schools and universities must teach not only coding and biology, but philosophy and ethics. Citizens must be able to debate what kind of humanity we want to become. Second, it requires safety research. We must invest in AI alignment, bioethics, and neuroethics with as much urgency as we invest in innovation. Discovering how to build safe, interpretable, and controllable systems is not optional. It is survival. Third, governance must evolve. International cooperation, oversight institutions, and treaties will need to address emerging risks. Just as we have nuclear treaties, we may need agreements for artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and human enhancement. Fourth, access must be democratized. Enhancements should not deepen existing inequality. If we extend life, cure disease, or expand capacity, these benefits must reach across societies and not only those who can afford them. And finally, readiness requires culture. Humans will need stories, philosophies, and practices that help them navigate radical change. Religion, art, and culture may play new roles in grounding our sense of meaning as our bodies and minds shift. Without cultural adaptation, technological evolution may leave people psychologically adrift. The future is not yet written. Humanity 2.0 could be the dawn of flourishing beyond imagination or the prelude to disaster. The direction depends not only on scientists and engineers, but on citizens, leaders, and communities. The decisions made today will echo for generations. So, are we ready? The answer is no, not yet. But we are not helpless. Each of us can begin by learning, questioning, and participating in the dialogue about what it means to be human. We can demand transparency, push for ethical oversight, and support efforts to align technology with human values. Humanity 2.0 is not just an upgrade of our hardware or our biology. It is an upgrade of wisdom, empathy, and responsibility. If we evolve technologically without evolving ethically, we may gain power, but lose purpose. The future is calling, and the call is both thrilling and terrifying. The question is not whether we can become Humanity 2.0, but whether we will be ready to handle it wisely. The choice belongs to us, and the time to prepare is now. Thank you for joining this exploration. If you found it thought-provoking, remember to share, reflect, and continue the conversation. The story of the future is not written, and together we hold the pen.